There's too much light happening right now. I wish I had curtains. I need curtains. Hello, my name is Shantel from Shantel is Probably Sorry. The time the reaction starts is in the description. This is season 4, episode 12 of How to Get Away with Murder, called Ask Him About Stella. And I don't know why, but the name Stella, it's so familiar. And I feel like it's familiar pertaining to this show, not just like it's a name that's important to me. Though I can't quite place why the name Stella seems important to me in terms of this show. When I see it, I'll be like, oh yeah. I don't find it funny, but I just think it's worth pointing out that Nate would always refer to Annalise as the crack. And I guess both Bonnie and Nate are back on the crack. In Nate's words, not mine. Also, though I didn't really make a comment on it last episode, the episode mentioned the origins of solitary confinement versus what solitary confinement is today. Then they also mentioned that there's no real science saying that solitary confinement is beneficial for the prisoners. Stella. Oh, is that Roa's daughter who killed herself, who they now suspect Isaac of killing? Probably.
These regular fries.
Anything else?
Wait a minute.
Can I have that rack and fork?
Coming up.
Isaac. Well, I mean, it wasn't a secret that he relapsed. A food truck? I wonder if there are actual food trucks that sell drugs. It's too early in the morning to cry. I'm not doing it. I take it this is a very Isaac-centric episode.
Isaac.
What was that?
Heroin, K-pits, and opioids. If you want to walk out of here right now, I'll understand, okay? Why'd you do it? It was a mistake. Mistake that felt good. Hey, look at me. Look how much I'm hating myself here. I was sober for 23 years until last night, and I threw it all away for nothing.
I'm mad that I'm not even 8 minutes into the episode, and I've already shed a tear. I haven't even been awake for an hour, okay? How long have I been awake? I woke up 35 minutes ago. I'm not in the mood to cry.
We do what I say. Sob story it is.
See this bossy in bed?
If I'm lucky. You're always lucky. My friend called me.
Wow, okay.
Stella. Stella passed 3 years ago today. That's the only reason she's calling.
Jack's wife, of course she would call.
What kind of trial got 7 judges, no jury? You change your mind,
No,
that's all. No. What kind of monster would crash a man's skull?
I'll show you the paperwork if you don't believe me.
No way in hell you gonna put him on the stand. I ain't gotta look at no paperwork to know when I'm being played.
Yeah, she's afraid. I'm a bad look for her case. I get it. There's people you can't trust, especially in here, but I'm not one of them.
The judge just emailed me and I get to meet my baby at the hospital tomorrow. Oh my God, I have to buy the
We got into mommy's phone records.
Only took you a week.
Don't be mean. She called Jorge every day this week. They're working together.
You have to tell Laurel.
K-Pex. K-Pits and opioids.
For me, it's been sober for 23 years.
I lied.
Stella?
Stop! She'd taken just about every pill in that bag. I knew the only thing worse than losing Stella was if Jacqueline were to find out that it was my fault.
So you wrote the text.
Her mother still thinks those were her last words.
Hi there. Hi, you. I'm your mom.
This is bullshit.
Oh my God, I love you. I do. I love you so much. I love you so much.
The current system disproportionately impacts on the lives of poor people. It's a system that is manifestly unjust and which has profound constitutional implications.
Christopher. What? Wes's name was Christoph. So I want to call him Christopher. It's perfect.
Nowhere in the Supreme Court's precedents do they sanction discrimination based on race or class. Miss Castillo, we have to wrap up.
Oh, just a little bit more time.
I'm sorry. The judge has set very strict time limit. Would you please?
Oh, no, stop.
This way.
I probably would have just let that case sit on my desk, but then you came in here smiling at me, which is weird for so many reasons, but really it made me realize that you're still working for Keating. And
You okay, Bonnie? Well, Bonnie always accidentally makes things worse when she's trying to, like, make things better. One would call it screwing up. It happens a lot. Why did they do this to her character? I'm sorry, I'm still crying. I mean, she does try. She tries her best. And then it always, like, backfires. She realized something.
Cut the brakes on my car, set my house on fire. This and every other conversation we've had since I've started working here will get leaked to the press.
I'm now worried that Bonnie's gonna die. Well, not like... The thought crossed my mind.
We lost.
Stop.
Sorry.
What is it?
Oh, hi. You're a liar. We're no good for each other.
Of course we're no good for each other! Of course we're no good for each other!
Whoa.
Put down that phone.
Jacqueline, this is Annalise speaking. All right, I'm with Isaac, and he's relapsed, and he needs you. Ask him about Stella. need help.
So do you.
Not from you.
That is the end of a chapter.
I mean, you'll be a bitch juggling school and planning a wedding, but I'm not. Wait, did you just... What do you say? You still want to marry me, Ollie?
You're the one that called it off.
Let's go back on. That's what I'm talking about. Joy, baby.
Hey, where are you?
Help my dad with something. What's up? Really? You that scared?
Denver's pissed. Just say yes.
So I decided to just come here and ask you your face.
Oh, wait.
How'd you know Christoph?
She's run campaigns, served under 2 presidents. If you're a senator or a congressman and you've gotten in trouble, she's held your hand and steered you towards safety. Olivia Pope.
Oh, this crossover is gonna rock the world. That was How to Get Away with Murder, Season 4, Episode 12, called Ask Him About Stella. I guess the first thing that I want to say is that, to me, it was a very powerful episode. The subject matter of the episode, the conversations that take place between the characters, especially between the Keating 4 plus Ollie, regarding the case addiction. I was crying for a good majority of the episode, but I kind of already knew that was going to happen when I shed a tear within the first 8 minutes. I was like, this is going to be an episode that gets me. And it did. It got me good. It got me really good. Important developments in the Nate storyline. The senior. Important developments with Roa. And a bit of we did get a bit of Roa backstory. But then also we hear about Stella. We learn about the circumstances of Stella's death. And the baby was named. And it, made me cry. And honestly, I was just trying so hard to keep it together. I feel like I need to watch that episode again right now. I'm not going to, but I want to. It's kind of like when I watched Personal Jesus, which was Grey's Anatomy Season 14, Episode 10. I watched that episode, and then immediately after, I watched again. And I, cried most of the episode, too. I cried most of Personal Jesus, or at least the last half. I cried during the last half of Personal Jesus. Speaking of the Shonda shows, though, we're getting a crossover. I knew that already, but the crossover is officially starting. I don't watch Scandal. I should probably watch Scandal, especially since I like How to Get Away with Murder and Grey's Anatomy so much. That's actually the reason why I checked out How to Get Away with Murder. I didn't know much about the show. I didn't know anything about the show, really. I didn't know who it starred. I didn't know anything about the characters. I didn't know the level of people of color representation or LGBTQ plus representation. I didn't know anything. I just started watching this show because I like Grey's Anatomy. And that's actually why I tried to start watching Scandal, but it never happened. But I'm sure that if I went back and tried to watch Scandal now, that I would get back into it. But I mean, Grey's Anatomy was my favorite show for years until I started watching Orphan Black. Connor and Michaela fought a lot this episode. Connor and Michaela are my bro TP, okay? I love them together as bro TPs, obviously. So having them fight so much, it just seemed like more than friendly competition. I was like, what is going on? I was about to bring up the wedding, but I decided it's best to just say what I was going to say about everyone finding their way back to each other. In the first episode of this season, Annalise fired everyone. I think in my outro comments, I was like, okay, they're all fired now, and everyone's going their separate ways, but I know that they're all gonna end up coming back together. I don't know how, but they are. And it took about 12 episodes, but here we are. Connor's going back into law school. Also, Colliver is getting married. Oh. That's nice. I was getting tired of the back and forth a little bit. So I'm glad that there's going to be some sort of It's just me personally. I can do a little angst, you know, because like what's the show without a little angst? But like a lot of angst, I'm like, no. They're getting married. I hope nothing happens to like make them not. Bonnie had her gun. She was trying to protect herself. She called Frank. She's like, move back in please, because she fears for her life. And honestly, also, when Bonnie confronted Denver, I was like, oh wow, you are risking your life. And I would not be surprised if she dies. Not that I want it to happen. I'm saying if it happened, I wouldn't be surprised. I have this nagging feeling that there's more that I'm supposed to say and I just can't remember. That's why I have sticky notes. If I don't write it down, I forget it. There's this quiz here. It says, Fan IQ, how well do you know Shondaland series? Are you a fan of Shonda Rhimes' many TV series, Grey's Anatomy and How to Get Away with Murder? Test your Shonda knowledge with this Shondaland Fan IQ quiz. I'm gonna do it. The only reason I'm on this site is because I'm trying to see the name of the guy who plays Roa. Oh, the woman who played Maggie. Her name is Corbin. Wow. Jimmy Smits. Little clap for Jimmy Smits. Acting was very much on point. I feel like he's doing a beautiful job portraying this character. And I'm glad that we got to know more about Isaac this episode. I know it's a sensitive issue for many people, and I don't wish to see the character go through this. I appreciate the fact that they are talking about addiction. And I appreciate the fact that this show has all the commentary that it does have, because this show is very commentary heavy. I still have this nagging feeling that I'm forgetting to say something, but oh well. I'm sure I'll remember it and say it next week. I suppose that is all from me. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you liked it. You can check out my channel in my description to see what other shows I watch, and subscribe if any of those things interest you. I hope you're having a wonderful existence. And I guess that brings me to bye.
I'll buy you that drink.
Drinks.
Drinks. I am fearful, or at least Bonnie was, you know, Bonnie had her gun. It was a gun, right? Yeah. Bonnie had her gun. She was trying to protect, okay.
You don't know me at all.
You don't know me at all. And honestly, I was just crying.
Visitation, I was thinking if we got Isaac's investigation. Why didn't you call me back last
The way she just hung up the phone. I was basically crying.
I helped on both versions, AK.
Again with the hanging up the phone. There's this quiz here. It says, Fan IQ, how well do you know Shondaland series? Who was behind Annalise's shooting and How to Get Away with Murder? Ah. Right, 250 points. Got it. Shit, I don't know this. I thought all of these were... I'm gonna get this wrong. I got it wrong. Is this an ad? Now it's asking me stuff about The Catch. Listen, I didn't even watch a single episode of The Catch. Wow, I guessed. I randomly clicked B, and I got it right. Oh god. Still star-crossed. I didn't touch that one either. But I got that one right. I got half of them correct, which is pretty good, considering how I only watched 2 of her shows, or 2 shows that she's involved in, or are considered Shonda's shows. Don't bark. If you bark, I'm suing. I guess that brings me to bye. Okay. Honestly, I've only been awake for an hour and 40 minutes. And the thing is, I was like, and the thing is, and I didn't even finish my sentence. Wow. This is why I need sticky notes.